What is up? Kevin Hale here on this Sunday night, August 6th, 2023. It is Round of Shots. Doing it again. It's the seasonal thing. I'm coming out of the dark. We're less than 4 weeks away from football season, and it's time to spend my Sunday nights talking to some friends, talking about Kentucky basketball or football. Actually, in this case, is where the season's coming up. There's always Kentucky basketball to talk about and other trending sports topics. Joining me tonight, my usual cast of characters. Let's see, we got Mr. Terry Brown is in the house. We back. Round of shots back up. And
we
the
back
white
in
boy,
here.
Terry.
Tell the world we back out.
How are you, man?
Excellent, man. Just had a birthday yesterday, so I'm 46 years young. I'm rocking and rolling, man.
You look amazing. Look amazing. Joining us also tonight, Tristan Pharis. Tristan, what's up, man?
Not too much. Not too much. About to get into it with football season and basketball season and all the way till next May. So
good to see you. Thanks for doing this. Jay Hayes is in the house. Jay,
12-0.
12-0. I'd expect nothing less. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Where'd Corey go? He dropped. He'll join us. Corey Price is going to be the fourth guy of the round table, and we're going to have some fun here. Hope everyone is doing well in BBN land. We've got a few people in the chat hanging with us. Michelle Morton, good to see you, Ann. Always a pleasure to see you. And there's our man, Corey Price. Corey, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
I know. Don't be sorry. All right, let's get at it. We are less than 4 weeks away from the season opener, Mr. Brown. And again, yesterday was birthday 46. Hope you had a good day, good weekend. Keep me posted when you get back to Louisville. We gotta.
Yeah, I'll be there in a couple of weeks. My girls are doing the field hockey thing, so gotta check out a few of those games, and pretty excited. My youngest made varsity, so
well, congrats
as a freshman. So I'm stoked about that.
That's always a big deal. So good for her. Good for her. All right, Terry. Let's get it going. Football season less than 4 weeks away. Give me you got the warm fuzzies. Tell me what you're feeling right now. We'll get into we'll go down the rabbit hole between now and the season opener, but high level, 30,000 feet. Tell me, talk to me.
I feel good about the team where it is. We've moved as far as a program. It's not just year to year piecemealing something together. It's keeping this thing rolling. It's sending guys to the league and still keeping things moving. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Happy birthday. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. But it's a good thing, right? You can lose a Will Levis and there's no drop off at the quarterback position, presumably, things like that. So it's a different mindset for Kentucky fans.
I'm with you. I think Tristan, when it comes to the skilled position, quarterback, running back, receivers, for the most part, we've got our guys returning there. But what's been your kind of warm and fuzzy so far?
Yeah, kind of taking off what Terry said. You don't enter the Kentucky football season anymore. It's like depressed. Like maybe we'll get to 6 wins this season. We're going to bowl games consistently. Now you're just trying to get back to SEC East contention, which is going to be harder with Tennessee coming back and everything. But if everything hits, this team could. I'm not saying win the SEC East, but do something special. You got a opportunistic schedule if you want to look at it. You got Alabama, Georgia. If you could get one of those, that's a program statement win for Stoops and where they're going and the direction they're going. I think it's a lot of it you guys see on the field, though. I think if you look at the skill positions, it's promising. But Devin Leary cannot get hurt at any means, and a big part of that's going to be the offensive line. And you just got to see all those players they brought in, how they gel and how they are going to play together.
Corey, dazzle me with some numbers. What's been your take so far?
I don't have a lot of numbers for the offseason, but a lot of questions were answered. The O-line was atrocious last year. I think they were like third worst among sacks and all of that FBS. They brought in a couple of guys from the portal. Obviously, Will left for the draft. They answered that. Once again, the portal with Leary. C-Rod left. They went to the portal again with Ray Davis, who ran all over us last year for Vandy. So
a very accomplished running back at that.
Answered a lot of questions that way through the portal. Our wideouts looking. I mean, having Brown and Key as sophomores now, I don't expect them to be even better than they were last year. Our tight end room is probably as deep as it has ever been. I think Cummings might have a pretty big year this year. So I think things are looking up. Win wise, it might not be the same win total as last year, but the team might even be better. But with playing Bama, that might change the win total maybe.
Well, according to Tristan and Corey, I've heard some when it comes to wins. I heard the word if. We've got opportunities with Bama and Georgia, Jay, but enlighten them. They need to drop the word if because we're going 12-0, right?
12-0. No, I think this team is capable of 9 wins. So I'm going to say 12-0 regardless, but the floor to me is 9 wins. You got the best offensive coordinator in Liam Cohen. You got the best defensive coordinator in Brad White. The O-line issues were fixed. Marcus Cox, Jagger Burton, the center is the question mark. Can he get it done there? They say he's smart. They love him. Defensive line, monstrous. Some people had some question marks on the back end of that, but with a monstrous defensive line and Brad White scheming that, no worries. So, and Bray Davis, you said he's accomplished. He is, but to me, I feel like Ramon Jefferson is the guy. And that's just off a couple plays that I've seen and what he's done previously. Hopefully he's healthy and gets back. Ray Davis is going to eat. I'm not saying that. In the room, I think Ramon Jefferson is the best running back. That's just my opinion. 9 wins, I will be happy with. Anything less is a failure at this point. I mean, 7 wins. If we only win 7, then you have to show Mark Stoops the same energy as you did Coach Calipari. It's unacceptable.
That whole dynamic with Stoops and Cal will probably play out in the next few weeks or as the season goes on.
And I like Stoops. Let me say that, but I keep the same energy.
Terry, it was mentioned. Coach Cohen, Liam Cohen is back.
Yeah.
What's that? What does that mean for us?
Well, it means that there's going to be some consistency back there calling the plays. And we had on Cats Talk Wednesday a couple weeks ago, Coach Collins, the secondary coach, and was just talking about what Jay had said. When you've got coordinators that are a high level, the language they use is NFL language. The way they manage the games is an NFL type situation. And that's why you see Kentucky guys making that leap, is because they get that foundation in Lexington. But that being said, Cohen, he knows what he's doing, right? And so I think some of the things we saw last year, some of those head-scratching plays, I don't anticipate having those on offense this year, provided the offensive line, is what we hope it's to be. Hope it is to be. Boy, that's bad. See, this is what happens after a long layoff, right?
I've been on the layoff, not you. You've been doing shows.
I have been. I know.
Yeah. I'm seeing this. I want what JD is smoking. What is that? I'm missing something here. Is JD in the chat? I don't know if he is. Okay. JD or JD or I don't know. Anyways,
Or Jay Hayes.
I was gonna say it's Jay Hayes, but Tristan,
this is Jay's thing, though.
Yeah,
he's not new to
thing.
this, right? He's 40-0, 12-0 every year.
I was saying he comes after everybody that doesn't agree.
He comes after.
Right.
He'll get on me if I don't agree.
I will say that. Cannabis over bourbon.
Cannabis over, but yeah, and we can go there. Tristan, speaking of Coach Cohen, you put out a tweet. Was it today? Today, yeah. Some subtle shots thrown at Scangarello at Media Day. Elaborate.
Yeah, so that was one of my biggest takeaways from Media Day is nobody was trying to specifically put down Rich Scangarello, but there was a lot of just subtle shots that you can't really interpret any other way other than shots at Scangarello. You had Liam Cohen up there. I was just talking about how, like, as coaches, they like to fix things with more schemes when simplifying things can actually be the solution. That's kind of the approach he's taking, trying to just simplify the offense when it was way too complicated at times last year. You had Tavion Robinson he was fed up with it at the end of the year and did some things that he regrets that he told me over the summer, and he thinks he's got to mature and to take that next step this fall. And you even had Dane Key said it felt like they were running around with chickens with their head cut off, just trying to run around and use their athleticism to make plays. So that's not very promising to hear about. But obviously, we've seen it with the record and the way they played. But just hearing the positivity they have with Liam Cohen back now, who's a guy that they all wanted to play for. Barryon Brown, Dane Key, Tavion Robinson, they all came to Kentucky to play for Liam Cohen. So now that he's here, I guess we're going to see what he can do. And we see what he did with Will Levis and Wandale Robinson. Now he's got a much more balanced receiving core to go along with that.
That's very interesting. Your conversation with Tavion Robinson, was that public? Did you put it?
Yeah, it was at a Media Day, and it's in my interview that I posted on.
What was
YouTube.
the summation of that?
So pretty much, Liam Cohen said that it's Tavion Robinson's responsibility to take the next step this fall. Obviously, this is his last year of eligibility, I believe. So to take that next step, some of it has to do with maturing off the field. Like I said, at the end of last season, he said some things about Scangarello publicly on Twitter that a lot of us got to see, and he wasn't there for the bowl game, obviously. And the way it's been worded is he kind of wasn't on the team. Obviously, he's still on the roster, just didn't feel like the team that he came to play for. So I think this fall, now with Liam Cohen there, he talked about Dane Key and Barryon Brown being his brothers. He's in a lot more comfortable place. He talks he's my favorite guy to talk to on the team. He just talks so intelligently. I think he's going to be that third guy. And then you'll have DeKel Crowdis and Anthony Brown, who they said wonderful things about too. So I think it's going to be an exciting year for that receiving room.
Good. Jump in, Corey. Cohen. Stat wise, you probably know this, comparing to Scangarello, what was some of the blaring stats between Cohen and Coach Scangarello?
Well,
to catch you off guard with the stat request.
I am a little rusty, sorry. I think I guess I don't know if you can say it's the coordinator, but you gotta go to the play of the O-line. Said the sacks allowed last year were embarrassing. In the red zone, they were much worse under Rich. Once again, it could be the O-line, could be Will was hurt, could be how the plays are being called. So I don't know if I can point a finger per se, but I think the two that stand out to me were sacks allowed and what they did when they were in the red zone for me.
People take shots at the offensive line, or took shots at the offensive line last year. The first thing you think of is, for some of it, I'll say me, is what the hell is the offensive line coach doing or not doing? But then it did register with me that, wait a minute, how much of that is the play calling? How much is it that they're making it too complicated, Jay? With the plays last year, which set them up, for failure. Set the offensive line up for failure.
They was trash. Let's call it how it is. One thing about Liam Cohen is, and this is what Kalen Harris was telling me, he was at a luncheon. His thing is he is a great communicator. So he can communicate, and maybe Scangarello was, putting some things out there, but also Cohen, back to what Tristan said, also Liam Cohen said that too. So I don't know if maybe from the players that was a shot at Scangarello, but I took that more as the route running wasn't that great. They were just out there running around because Liam Cohen came out dead, and I know Liam Cohen didn't take a shot at Scangarello. He's also an NFL guy. So was it the O-line? I think what Corey said is very true. I think the O-line was trash. And when they did step up and play halfway decent, you had Levis holding on to the ball. So you fought him for some of that too. But I think overall the offensive line was just not good. And maybe it was a little too intelligent for him how Scangarello was, telling these guys how to do things. But one thing about Cohen is he is that great communicator, and these guys seem to pick up with him more. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, Terry, this staying with it, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but last year with the play calling, it just seemed like, the offensive line, it wasn't the big blue wall as we're used to. But it just seemed like a lot of times some plays just took so long to kind of develop. And is that just making it too complicated, or
it's a chicken and egg scenario, right? Once you realize that the offensive line isn't that great, then that forces you to try to do things differently, and now everybody's out of whack, right? It's like when you sprain your ankle and you overcompensate in one area, now your other leg is hurt because you've done something else. So I thought it was just a big snowball effect. And if your offensive line isn't what you thought, then Coach Scangarello was kind of handcuffed from the jump. I'm not going to say he's good or bad. I'm saying last year was just a bad situation. And I think, making him the scapegoat for everything wrong, I don't think that's necessarily wise as well. Because like Jay said, the players just weren't what we were used to. And that changes everything.
Yeah. Corey, I paused, or not paused, muted your mic. I'm getting some feedback from you.
No.
No. I can say there's a big difference muting him. All right. Sorry about that, Corey. Tristan, talk to me. What's been the story defensively?
Defensively, I think this may be one of the best defensive units Brad White has. Just because that defensive, that front line is just, it's huge. You got Deion Walker and Keyshawn Silver. Those are some big dudes. And the way JJ Weaver told me is he didn't see anybody in the world running through them. So I'm really excited just to see how they do. Obviously, there's some question marks with the secondary, but there are some question marks in the secondary when Mike Edwards and all those guys left in 2018, 2019. And they had the best secondary in the SEC, at least passing yards wise, that next season. So Brad White is one of the best defensive coordinators, not just in the SEC and college football. Just the way, he's had Kentucky 5 straight top 5 SEC defenses. That's kind of not in Kentucky territory. So it's impressive to see what he's been able to do, and I trust him to be able to scheme those guys. And when he talked about the secondary on Friday, he mentioned just they're well aware of the question marks, but they're motivated by it. And that's I like that approach. I like when the Kentucky football team's like, everybody's doubting me, because that's typically when they play their best.
Corey, defensive thoughts?
Like Tristan said, Walker, I think he's probably our best lineman with pro potential play since Dwayne Robertson, I would say. He showed flashes last year as a true freshman.
Wasn't Robertson like top 5 pick?
He was the 3rd pick, I believe.
3rd pick, yeah. Go ahead.
2004. He definitely showed flashes last year of what he can do. Fortunately, he might only be here two more years. Sadly, I don't think he'll be here 4 years. Secondary has some question marks. We always seem to have strong play at linebacker. So I think the front 7 will do more than enough to maybe offset some problems that the back 4 might have.
Jay, finish our defensive take. Go.
Brad White.
2 words, right?
Done. I feel good, and everyone has pointed out your secondary does have some question marks, but like Corey said, the front 7, I mean, like, and Brad White is going to scheme up to cover any issues. He's very good at that, and I'm surprised he's still at Kentucky, to be honest with you, but he is, and I think defense is going to be great. I'm not worried. 12-0. I'll stick with it.
You gonna go on and do 13-0 or 13-0 or 14-0?
Actually, my real pick is 9-3, but I'm gonna say 12-0. Here on.
I need you to stay in character tonight.
Right? Yeah, I'm
controversy.
Right.
Controversy creates cash.
Right. Exactly.
Terry, one of the big things with Kentucky football this past week was a 4-star commitment, quarterback commitment. Was it 2024? 2025. 2025. Recruiting wise, I mean, that's the one thing I think it's fair to say is Stoops, the program has done very well when it comes to the portal, and it's doing very well by Kentucky standards recruiting. So you feeling that good vibe still with the progression, if you will, of we got to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. I'm here in the middle of Big Ten country, but one thing talking to a lot of Iowa folks is, playing Kentucky in back-to-back bowl games is how physical Kentucky is. And that seems to be the hallmark of this team is it's just a physical team. We're going to beat you up for 60 minutes. Now, we may not win, but you're going to feel it the next day. And I think that's a brand that's selling, and putting guys in the league. It's completely different than it was 20 years ago.
I like that. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we're the expectation is that we're not finishing Tristan. How many teams? I don't know, 13. We're not 13th and right before Vandy when it comes to recruiting anymore. We're kind of in the middle of the pack right now, and it's again, it's the Stoops effect. It's us continuously keeping the program moving forward. But what's been your take on from a recruiting aspect?
Yeah, I think right now the real focus with Liam coming back is I think they're focusing on those really high that they weren't able to get early on in Stoops' tenure, just those skill positions, those high-rated skill positions. Right. And then when they're able to miss out on them, they've been able to compensate for it in the transfer portal. But it's promising to see. They got Cutter Boley. Obviously, he's an in-state prospect for 24. And then Stone Saunders in 25. Liam Cohen's kind of made it a point of emphasis. Like, yeah, you can bring in transfer portal guys, but at some point you really got to develop those high school guys. And you can see that's clearly a point of emphasis. I mean, that's in 4 years, hopefully Liam Cohen's still here by 2025. 4 seasons, you're going to have either 2 really high, or not necessarily the case in Levis's situation, turned out to be a high-rated guy, but 4 really high-rated prospects or transfers come in at the quarterback position, which in the Stoops era has kind of been their weakest position. So it's promising to see that go along. And as long as you have Cohen there, I mean, the offensive guys just talk about him, how much they want to play for him. I don't see that going anywhere, but improving as long as they can keep the results up.
Corey, it's been many years since when it comes to recruiting, since we were competing with only Troy or a MAC school for a kid. You look at the players we're recruiting now. I mean, their final 5 or 7 schools. We're amongst some of the the blue bloods, if you will, of college football. The program is still moving forward, with getting good players in.
Yeah. One quick thing. Terry said in the middle of Big Ten country, starting next year, the entire country is so.
Big Ten. It's not been 10 since what?
Since Penn State joined way back when.
Exactly.
But yeah. No, you're right, Corey.
Yeah, we'll talk about. I've got that on the topic to bring about expansion. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Stone. I think his top 5 were Miami, Nebraska, Michigan, maybe. I think so. I mean, it's definitely changed. We haven't really gone to Pennsylvania a lot for talent, especially QB of late. I think last time I had a starter from PA was like in the 60s. So it's different. He plays at a great program. I think they've won state the last 2 years. He's still a sophomore, so he's got room to develop even more and bulk up. So things are looking bright for sure.
Knock on wood. Hopefully, we don't lose him. That's always something you got to watch for in college football recruiting.
Jay, finish us on the recruiting aspect.
Well, Music City Bowl is not getting it done. 7 wins is not getting it done. So I don't know where we're getting it done comes in, but call it what you will. Is it better? Yeah, than it used to be. Of course it is. But
is it trending up for you?
It is. And,
okay.
Recruiting has gotten better with the internet and everything like that. And it might change with realignment too, but who knows? But I feel good because it is a winning culture and things that Stoops done, facilities and stuff like that. But I mean, you don't know until you get over the hump, really. And that being winning the East or winning something, not the Music City Bowl. So
in fairness, is the hump us winning the East really the hump? In fairness,
yeah.
I still think we're going to always be a ways away from that because of the Georgians.
But we are trending toward that way. So
agreed.
That's the line that I'm on. Are we there? No. Is it getting better? Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. We've gotten big recruits, and what do they do? Nothing. They moved on. So I mean, like, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed with it. The culture has changed for sure, but I mean, how do we know until we take that next step?
Next steps? What is the next step?
Beating Georgia.
Beating Georgia?
I mean, I'll say beating Georgia. It's not necessarily just getting the SEC championship, but you've had a few years challenging Georgia. You just got to find a year where you can slip up on them and beat them.
And consistently beating Tennessee and Florida.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're past Florida.
Yeah.
Tennessee wins
even in the losses, we could have won those. So
yeah. No, I'm there. Okay. So we're again 4 weeks out. Ball State on September 2nd. Kroger Field, a noon kickoff. We'll be talking more Kentucky football as we get closer. Let's say we could talk college football, guys. Terry, we mentioned Big Ten, which has expanded. Big 12 just picked up. What's the Pac? A couple schools or 3 schools, 2 or 3 from Pac-12, which is that conference probably going to die. What's been your take with the expansion or some realignment, and what does the SEC need to do to respond to that? I know we got Texas and Oklahoma, but it's, to me, college football end all be all is SEC. Go.
Well, one, are we still going to pretend that kids getting some NIL money is really what's wrong with college athletics? They're the only ones not allowed to be greedy. The school presidents aren't greedy. The coaches ain't greedy. The TV people ain't greedy. These conferences aren't greedy. But when a kid does a $500,000 NIL deal, oh, he greedy. We're still doing that, are we? Okay, cool. I didn't know. Yeah,
you didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the money. Yeah. It is ridiculous for UCLA and USC to be in the same conference as Rutgers. That's nonsensical. Yeah. And what looks good for football looks terrible for everything else. Having to go cross country. I mean, that's just that's. I know nobody else cares about those sports.
Rick Pitino does.
But if we're not going to care about them, then make the football a semi-pro thing and keep it moving.
Isn't that where we're going with college football?
I mean, if we don't care about the complete college experience, I mean, but it is what it is. The football will be great, but I think it's going to actually lose something. Like we say we want football, we love the NFL, but
Mhm.
what differentiates college football from the NFL? Right? It's playing for stupid rivalry trophies. Right? It's these moments, and I think they're going to go away. When the SEC reshuffles, what happens if we don't play Tennessee every year in football? I know we haven't been, but what happens to that? Texas A&M didn't play for a long time. I remember Nebraska, Colorado being a big time game the week of Thanksgiving. What happens to that? I mean, we'll still watch it but it's just not going to be the same. But nobody cares.
Yeah, that whole idea of Rutgers, I'm gonna, I don't want to single out. I don't know, just chess team going out to the West Coast to play each other. What happened to the whole demographic thing, Tristan, when it comes to conferences, that went out the window years ago.
Yeah, that's. I wish I like the regional rivalries, but I mean that's out the window.
It is. Yeah,
it's all about the money and the TV deals, and
Mhm.
if you're the school, you can't really blame them. I mean, that's money hungry, it's a greedy problem. But if somebody's going to pay you $40-50 million a year to be in their conference, where you're getting paid 20 or 25 with the Pac-12, you're going to join it.
No,
I think the SEC, obviously, it's just. I don't think they need to add as many teams to the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten is just trying to add every team that they can, is what it seems like.
But when Oklahoma and Texas joins, that's what takes us 16, right?
I think it takes us 16. I think you need to add 2 more. Personally, I don't think this happens, but I'd like to see Carolina and Duke just because you have the football already. I mean, LSU, Alabama, those guys are going to be at the top every year. But if you can sustain and become the best basketball conference with 3 of the 5 winningest programs ever, I mean, Big Ten can't get that. So that's kind of my personal take. But I want to read something what Tino said, which kind of touches what Terry Brown says, which I didn't think I'd be quoting Rick Pitino today, but doesn't it make more sense for football to break away, to separate leagues and allow the rest of the sports to compete regionally? And that makes so much sense because the financial hell that some of these schools are about to go through is going to be rough. Not just, I mean, yeah, the Power 4 schools now are about to be Power 3 if the ACC collapses. They'll be fine, but you got the other teams that it just doesn't make financial sense for them. Look at Oregon State and Cal. They have like $30 million stadiums, and their TV deal is about to be a fraction of what it was, and they're going to have nothing to do but default on those loans. So that's going to be something to watch out for. It's just got a lot. Yeah, there's some positives to it. You get bigger names and bigger conferences, but there's a lot more drawbacks to it, in my opinion.
Well said, Corey. Realignment, conferencing. What is the SEC, because we're the biggest show in town still. Is college football will they just go to 20 and say we're the benchmark? We're going to just 20. I think that would be the number after the next move they make is bring it forward, go to 20. But go ahead, Corey.
I would hope it stops at 18, but this past year there's no telling where it'll end. I guess I kind of feel like a get off my lawn type guy. I like the way the conferences were. It's so weird. Starting next year in 2025, like just how different it's going to be. I mean, like Terry and Tristan alluded to, having the Rutgers women's swimming and diving team go to LA on a Wednesday or something. It's
unless the competition is in the ocean, then that's
they'll love that. The New Jersey Ocean versus California Ocean.
Surfboarding competition.
Yeah. The two I think would probably make sense would I don't know if UNC and Duke would probably work because they probably want to expand the TV market. So getting both of those, it's the same market TV wise. So I'm thinking maybe UNC and either Virginia or Virginia Tech, I think would probably be the best because it's all about TV now, anyways. So
Mm.
there's no schools currently in the SEC in North Carolina and Virginia, so it's probably where it'll go, I'd say.
Jay, I gotta say this: if we're talking realignment, and you got not just football, but you factor in other major sport, basketball, why not Louisville? Don't take the. Terry, you'll get the answer, but take your feelings out of it. Louisville, the Louisville market, college basketball is like always number one every time there's a game. I mean, it's Terry, you're gonna get your chance, but can Louisville be part of that conversation?
Someone posted something, pick two schools from two different conferences, and I picked Louisville and Ohio State to come to the SEC.
Oh, well, Ohio State, that's a good one.
Ohio State talk a lot of shit. I'm down with that because I talk a lot of shit my damn self. So I'm good with that. But not, I mean, like when
Look
it
at
comes
Terry's
to money,
already writing on his
right. When it comes to money and all that, they'll figure it out. Someone's getting shit on, someone's getting the bag. So I mean, like I root for everybody, but I'm with Corey as well. It's just weird. So I stay away with it and have fun. Like I said, someone posted that and I said Louisville and Ohio State. Didn't even think about it. I would like those two teams. Yeah, but right here.
No, I got an idea, Terry. I want you to hang up a mirror behind you, so the gimmick is the mirror shows what you're writing in real time. But anyway. All right, Terry, you were shaking your head. No, what does that translate to besides your whiteboard?
No.
No,
you can't talk about.
Come on. I say take your feelings business wise. Does it
right?
make sense?
I'm going to let me finish, Kevin Hale. So you can't talk about this doesn't add a new market. What market does Louisville add that Kentucky's not already in? So adding Louisville, there's no point to it.
West Louisville?
Hey, I've seen a lot of Kentucky stuff in West Louisville.
More than it was.
The game has changed. Louisville I give them all the props because when I was a kid, independent football, Metro Conference basketball, and for them to get to the ACC, basically a quarter century or so later, I tip my hat to them. But no, they don't need to be in the SEC.
I think you're being a party pooper, Terry. What about you, Tristan?
If Louisville wants to join, they're in for a rude awakening in SEC football. I mean, they got the easiest schedule in the year in college football this year. So, I mean, they're getting the money and they're going to get paid to lose a lot. But I think that kind of the way I look at it is I wonder what happens to all these conferences in like 2 or 3 decades when you've had these super conferences for so long that there's going to be teams that feel like they're pulling more than their fair share and they try to decide to break away. Or I'm hoping, which it probably won't happen, is just they all break back apart and go back to regional conferences. Maybe they kind of feel like they grew too large, but
right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Just I don't know. But yeah, what Terry said, go SEC.
Well,
just means more. I will say the Big 12, I mean, that was a conference that everybody thought was going to collapse when they lost Texas and Oklahoma, and they are going to be around for a while. But, I mean, they just added Arizona and Arizona State. I mean, they props to them for just being able to stay alive and not just add some subpar teams, but actually some real programs.
Corey, Jay, finish it, and then we're going to go talk hoops. Any more?
Absolutely no to Louisville. I agree with Terry. Like I said, it's all TV now. It's all TV, and
right.
I would say half of Louisville already is Cats fans. So there's plenty of TVs on.
Okay, so there's another half to take.
No.
Then we hijack the whole city.
And they hate watch everything. If you ever get involved in Louisville Twitter, they know more about what's going on in Kentucky. That's where I get my Kentucky news. Did y'all see they signed this Croatian? Did you see that? L1C4. They know more about what's going on than we do.
Brom. All right, Jay, finish this.
I don't I don't care about the marketing. I just want Louisville to get shit kicked out of them every year.
Okay, can't they do it in the Big Boy Conference?
I mean, yeah, if they come to the SEC, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm in it for that.
All right. People are in the chat. You are talking amongst yourselves. Why don't you try sending us a comment or something so we can show it? Like USMC Cat Fan says, if you talk to a lot of ACC fans, they say that literally since U of L OL has been added, there has been nothing but regret adding Loserville. Really? Is that been?
Yeah.
Has it been okay?
Well, part of it is the ACC was always academics as well. And I'm not taking a shot at my hometown school, but it was definitely, when you look at the Virginias and North Carolinas, Louisville's not that. And I'm not saying
Except
Kentucky,
North Carolina in academics. Let's get that. Yeah.
for their basketball team. But I mean, in general, the ACC's, trying to be kind of like a junior Ivy League. So letting Louisville in was a big deal in that respect.
Tristan.
Since they added Louisville to the conference, it kind of just went downhill and everything. So, I mean, basketball, they got scandals over scandal. I mean, they never
got the cooties.
So they never really got a fair touch in the ACC.
Nothing that a good antibiotic can't take care of. You know that.
But,
or I don't know if you know that, but yeah. Sorry. Oops. Let's talk basketball, guys.
Are we talking basketball?
Yes. As we're kind of rounding third and starting to head for home. Keep going. We'll go ahead, sir.
All the worrying and gnashing of teeth in April and May and early June. We're only going to have 7 players, and all the wailing and gnashing and running Cal out of town. Woo! A gold medal later, I'm feeling good about this team. And I didn't spend all that time worrying and wailing.
Gold medal? What gold medal were we talking about?
Canada.
Oh, the Canada. Okay. Is that really a gold
Did I
medal?
pick that up?
Was it a gold medal? No.
Come on, Grandpa.
I actually didn't watch the games. So
Okay. Well, but anyway, the roster looks good. The players look good. Everything looks good. And we did all that wailing for what?
For us to be able to talk about it on
all
these
that
shows.
worrying for what? I got to share something with you. I might have said it before. I'll say it again since it's a new season on Round a Shot. My wife, who's not a Kentucky fan, asks me every day at dinner, what are Kentucky fans mad about today? Without fail, she asked me, and this is why she asked me, 1, there's always something. 2, what they're mad about on Sunday does not in any way relate to Saturday, nor will Sundays relate to Mondays. It's always something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's legit, but most of the time, because she's like, who is Jeff Goodman? Because she follows a lot of Kentucky fans now. She's like, why are they mad at Jeff Goodman? I'm like, he doesn't like Kentucky. Then why do they care what he has to say? I'm like, I don't know.
Because we are Kentucky.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, so all this wail and gnashing of teeth, my life is too precious to be worried about stuff that I know is going to be better eventually.
You are precious. Now I've lost my train of thought. Precious. Isn't that the character on what was the what was it? What am I thinking?
Lord of the Rings, my precious. Is that the Hobbit?
I don't know. Whose turn is it to talk? I don't know.
Tristan.
Yeah, talk. Say basketball. Corey, you put the stat. What does this height wise? Where does he stand in stat wise in Kentucky basketball lore?
Well, you got to say his name first.
Tristan, say his name for us, please.
I was gonna say Jay has the sound drop from there we go.
Do it one more time
for me. So if anybody doesn't say it like that, they're you got to say it with that much enthusiasm. I'm expecting Tom Leach a few of those this season. But yeah, I put out in May when everybody was criticizing, and I'm a sunshine pumper is what everybody like Terry, but
like Terry,
it's college basketball is different than it was even 5 years ago. I mean, you have I mean, the transfer portal has completely revolutionized the way people construct rosters, and I guess that's a
The
big
new
reason.
one and done.
That's a big reason everybody was upset was Kentucky's not going after everybody in the portal. They went after Hunter Dickinson and Shaw Johnson and kind of whiffed on both of them, and then looked into Trey Mitchell that people are criticizing about. I mean, yeah, this probably wasn't Plan A for Cal, but if this is Plan B, it's a pretty damn good Plan B. I mean, you signed the number one recruiting class. Everybody calls it weak. You've seen what they did in Canada. That's not high-level Division I competition, but they move the ball at a level that I haven't seen a Kentucky team move it in years. They had a 72% assist rate. That translates to any level of basketball you want to play.
Corey, be honest. When Tristan just said it, they had a 72%. What was your comment?
Assist rate.
Assist rate. Do you go, Tristan? What the fuck numbers? That's me. Did you say that? Come on.
That's
This
the
is where
one
you
stat I
see.
can remember.
You all said there's basically during the season there's two people that you either love or hate. Tristan and Jay. you both either how you support or it that to me is so entertaining. I pop my popcorn just to watch your all's tweets and then the reactions that come in. Negative, right? It should be glass half full.
As a person that likes to live my life, I don't want to go around life living negatively. So I like when positive things happen. So I like what Terry put there. But I think there was just a lot of good this offseason. You got the momentum. Kentucky went to Drake's. I'm liking the art. Keeps happening. But you had Kentucky go to Drake's house. You got the number one recruiting class.
How fucking dope was that?
And then, oh my God, I don't know if you guys seen the tweet that I put. I don't know if you guys seen the tweet about the Duke going to the McDonald's headquarters. I would have thought I had told every Duke fan in the world that their grandmother had died. The amount of DMs
no, I didn't.
and everything I got.
What
so probably in the last month. So Duke, they had an NIL trip to go to Chicago, and while they were there, they met at the McDonald's headquarters with a former Duke alum. And I put something out there to the effect of Kentucky goes to Drake's house, Duke's goes to McDonald's. And you would it was bad.
Nuclear.
But
where's the lie though? In that statement, where is the lie?
I got sent about 50,000 videos of the Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett team that didn't go farther than the Elite Eight.
See, that's where you should have hashtag Tristan Ferret, and you would have been fucking trending.
Yep, as I say, It was crazy, but I'm just glad that Kentucky basketball seems to be heading in the right direction. We'll see what it actually translates to on the court, but I think it's going to be an exciting product.
Yeah, Corey, jump in. Besides, be honest, no one should be saying numbers on this on any show you're
I'll
on.
withdraw all my numbers.
Redact.
That was a great stat. I don't hog all the stats.
You don't?
No, not even close. Kind of like football. With the portal, and I mean, Reeves wasn't the portal, but I mean, keeping Reeves.
Wasn't he kind of though? Didn't he was he on campus at Illinois? He was right. Why would you be on campus there? I don't know. But anyways,
so I guess
it's kind of like
So Reeves and Mitchell were huge. We saw up in Canada, Mitchell can shoot lights out. He can spread the floor. Reeves is a pure scorer. Period. Freshman class looks great. Wagner is also a point guard. Reed does everything well, offense, defense. Edwards seemed a little slow to start. But last couple of games, he showed what he can do, and then getting the 7'2" guy. Not sure how long Aaron and Gunner are out, so obviously that's huge, and he looks like he can spread the floor too. So I'm hoping the Cal will keep it spread when we get to the actual season, but we'll see.
How old is he? Set the 7'2". Say his name. No one has said his name.
He turns 20 in 2 days. August 8th.
So what is his name?
EDC. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Because Von Amir is his first name. It's
So
I'm going
again,
Zvon. That's my name. It's Zvon.
stat wise, height. Who's been taller here? I know
Shigari, that's it.
Shigari. That's it. Okay. Oh, and he's 20. He's probably gonna.
Might.
I think that's unofficial though.
It's
Until
like
he gets the official height.
Right. I mean, it's all listed height. I mean, there's no telling,
Ed
exactly.
Bradshaw said the other day he was growing to 7'2", so maybe we just got everybody growing on the team. I don't know what they're feeding them, but until everybody gets height,
I guess
we'll find out.
Jay, why would you say that's not as official? I mean,
Oh, well, because you can look out there and NBA.com, everywhere. They all have him 7'1", 7'2", 7'3". So until he gets in and
but I think the consensus, he's a legit 7-footer who can frickin' face the basket and
in
do
Europe,
crazy thing in Europe, right?
That's can he keep up with the pace of the game here? That's a question mark. So I'm a little cautious. A lot of people throwing the word unicorn around. Me and Tristan talk about that. It's crazy. But I want to go back to Canada. There was one pitcher that was the best pitcher that came from that whole trip. And it was the pitcher of Cal snoozing and the little hammock on Drake's lawn. That was gold. Yeah. Fuck yeah, he's sleeping. Sleeping at fucking Drake's house.
OMG. That's great. In images like that, that's still
it was good. It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt.
And it's a recruiting,
and I'm gonna put on
gold,
there,
right?
Fuck yeah, he was sleeping.
But they told me that the Duke to McDonald's was better professionally because they're going to get sponsors. So that's what their excuse is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me switch gear. All right, Kentucky basketball it's 24/7. It's never going to stop, and it still can argue or will make a stand for the conversation of the day, even during football season. But one other topic that has holy hell.
Yeah, I'll mute that. My wife just got home. Give me just a second.
Wait a minute. The dog's barking, but he says the wife just got home. So is that the wife? No. Okay. Terry, when it comes to it's 2023, and you your wife, you guys live in the Midwest, Big Ten country.
Former Big Ten country, but now it's all
kind of former, but
I'm back.
Northwestern, this hazing thing. I'm blown away that in 2023 this kind of shit still happens.
Here's my thing when it comes to hazing. We all agree hazing is bad, right? Like
it's probably worse. It's worse than bad,
but universally we're all like we're against it. Here's the biggest problem: nobody wants to be the group that doesn't get theirs. No one wants to be that. Hey, I agree hazing's bad, but I got my ass whipped. No one wants to be the group that doesn't get theirs in.
Okay, and
so it continues. But that's the biggest thing is we agree it's wrong. We shouldn't do it, but no group wants to be the ones to be like, no, I'm good.
Well, okay, you say group, and I'm throwing it out, and anybody can answer this. The kid from the player's perspective, yeah, I get that, but as a coach, I just don't see our coaching staff. We're focused on football and basketball, allowing that kind of shit to happen, and that's alarming. Is when the adults, because it's that whole. It's to me that's that old school mentality. Unless I'm totally off base, but
on that level though, the coaches only have so much reach. I mean, these kids are not around those coaches all the time.
Well, maybe not the head coach, but if you got a
coaches,
your assistant coaches are on
coaches. They're not around these guys 24/7.
All right. Anything else?
But I would make that part of orientation. This will absolutely not be tolerated here.
I wouldn't think that somehow, some way, there would be some pipeline of information to the coach, even though he's several layers away from kids' day-to-day routine or whatever. But someone's going to see it, someone's going to hear about it, and then it just, to me, it's a no-no right now.
Yeah, every time I look at a situation that it's kind of like this, I think it comes down to like a culture thing. I know that a lot of people don't like it, but especially so more with football, when you have 100+ guys in that building, and basketball, it's a lot harder to maintain what's going on in the program. And I think that's obviously Kentucky's has had their fair share of players get in trouble, but for the most part, when they do, they're disciplined, and just the coaching staff just show it relates to them on a level that not a lot of really big coaching staffs do. Not to say that coaching staffs all over the country don't care about their kids, but just relating to them and helping them not just become better football players, but helping them become better people is kind of the approach that a lot of coaches need to take, and I believe most do. But when you have a situation like that that's gone on as long as it has and to the extremes that it has, I agree with you. There's some way that at least one assistant coach had to have notified somebody that had the capability of changing to do what that's going on.
Yeah. Anybody else chime in on that?
It's terrible.
Bad.
Terrible. Jay, nothing final.
Oh man, it's going to happen. I'm against it. They should tell them, we're not going to tolerate this shit, and that'd be that. I think it comes down to like nobody wants to be the snitch. Nobody wants to say, "Hey, this happened," or like people got to get beyond that and say, this is kind of immature to be doing this shit anyway. Like Terry said from the jump. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we're wrapping up here. Before we go to final shots, couple quick takes. Anthony Davis to the richest annual extension ever. Another Kentucky guy for Cal to retweet their thing, and it gets out in the whole recruiting world. Terry, you got another guy, AD.
What are you doing? What are you doing the air quotes for? Like Anthony Davis didn't go to Kentucky. He's a Kentucky guy.
Well, I think I said AD. Is it what I did?
No, you said he's a Kentucky guy. Like,
well, you know what?
I mean, I think he did go to, like, allegedly he went to the University of Kentucky.
I don't know why he did it. I don't know why I did it. Okay, I don't know what.
He regrets it after all that success he has. He disowned Kentucky. He's just like, I don't want to go back.
Look, as a Lakers fan, I like it. Making him the cornerstone moving forward. I'm a big fan of the move, and when you look at those largest contracts, it's AD on the list, Karl Anthony Towns, and there's another cat in the top 5, and I'm drawing a blank. Is it Booker?
Devin Booker. And
Booker.
Shea is going to be on that list.
Yeah. So
he's going to get a
come to Kentucky,
contract.
man. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Jay, what? I feel like you've been eyeballing me all night tonight.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, Jay.
He wants to host, is what he said.
You can do it. I'll give you the StreamYard.
I'm looking at everybody. I don't know how you think I'm eyeballing you. I'm looking at everybody.
I'm kidding. I was just looking for. What's your next tweet that you're going to make that's going to piss off half of BB? Like, when I say piss off, that's legit piss off.
I don't know, Kevin. Not sure. I don't know. It's going to be something. I'm going to be out there. But, I mean, I'm rooting for all these guys. Like, Kentucky runs the league, so I'm rooting for everybody to get the bag just as well as all of you guys. I root for all of you guys to get the bag too. That's just who I am. But Kentucky runs.
Throw in our face, Jay, right now. Who's the last few people you've had on your podcast?
Marty Smith. I had Jeff Goodman on, who by the way wore a Kentucky hat.
Saw it, loved it
when he showed up. Hate me. He was really, really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, super cool.
He's a smart man. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll just say that. But yeah, a Van House. Kalen Harris. If you don't follow Kalen Harris is the truth when it comes to sports. I'm telling you. But yeah, Tristan Pharis was on there. I rubbed that in y'all's face.
Where is Tristan not?
I try to be everywhere. I try to be.
He is. He is.
I know. He's I'm an everywhere man. You got a podcast, Tristan will show up.
Right.
Have Mike, Tristan.
No, it's because when I reach out to Tristan, he's kind of untouchable right now. Are you like? Yeah, you're like. Do you have someone booking you right now, Tristan?
I do not have anybody booking me. As I said, the only time I don't think I've been able to join was the Sunday we drove back from the March Madness loss to K-State, and I don't think I got home till 3 a.m. So there was no way I was not going to.
Oh, that was K-State. To have you, Tristan, and Jay on opposite each other, that's to me. This is audio gold for me. So.
Allegedly.
Laser. It's
but for real though, Kentucky runs the league.
Yeah, they do. All right.
You know.
Final shots, guys. You know it. It's your hot take of the.
I just want to point out before we go to final shots on AD's contract, when he gets paid $62 million a year starting in 2025, he made $7,000 in the past hour we recorded this. Just for reference.
Man, what does that now? Come on, Corey. What's that take our during Cal's era? The dollar amount that Cal gets.
It's well over $1 billion. I don't know the exact number.
No, I think it's several billion, right?
I think it's pushing $3 billion.
Is it? Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good God. All right, Terry Brown, final shot again. Happy birthday! Saturday was Terry Brown's birthday. 46.
Yeah, big 46, man. I'm very happy to still be moving right along, man. Even though I'm in the
still be to TB.
Yeah. 4 more till 50.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Thank you, Tristan. Thank you.
You're just reminding.
Damn. That's always the
We're
young
getting
guy.
to see a darker side of Tristan.
Yeah.
The only thing I got is, I'm not much of a baseball fan, but I do kind of like Tim Anderson of the White Sox. You hear him talk about it. He talks about it like you would somebody at a factory working at a cubicle. He's just like, I'm just playing baseball because I'm good at it. But yeah, he got punched out the other night. If you've seen that, and yeah, you get knocked out like that. There's not a whole lot of coming back. You just need to keep your head down and keep it moving. So sorry about that, Tim Anderson.
He caught a stray punch.
Tristan, what you got for me?
I appreciate you having me on. About to get into the flow of the grind with football and basketball back to back for the next few months. I got some interviews lined up this week for some stories. I'm gonna Ryan Harrow, the original Rob Dillingham, kind of talk on his time at Kentucky, see what he's up to. And he says Ron Dillingham is the difference maker for this Kentucky team. So we'll dive into that. And then I told Jay on this, if Toby quits pushing me off, he's supposed to be calling me so I can, if you all remember that NOAA basketball system, he was actually the first one to bring that to Kentucky. It wasn't the what it looks like now. It was a lot more simple. But he was actually the first one to bring that back in the mid-2000s. So trying to get some things working as we enter the season. So
keep doing your thing, bro. Corey Price, final shot.
Full disclosure, I haven't been on the show since April, so I'm rusty and I didn't have a topic. So happy 20th birthday to Terry. And August
Say
is
happy 47 in advance of next year.
and my birthday is also this month. So there you go.
Happy early birthday.
Happy birthday.
So basically, your final shot is to plug your birthday,
Here,
to steal Terry's thunder,
Yep.
and then so we can,
I am so selfish.
tonight's is brought to you by Magnums. Those no, right. All right, who we got? Jay. Final
All right. So I feel good about this year, like I do every year. But this year, I'm gonna be hard to deal with. I'm gonna be a menace
Counting
on
on it.
social media. I'm gonna be real hard to deal with.
He's going to get his account suspended again.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's too real when your
yeah.
account gets suspended.
Yeah, someone in Mississippi logged into my account, so I had to delete that. But anyway, like I said, but my final shot is, well, I'm 47, so I'm past the playing any real sports, but I did see that there is professional pillow fighting.
What?
So I'm thinking about doing some training. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh shit, I can do this. So pretty soon I'm gonna start training. I'm gonna go for it.
Is that how you set the Twitter feuds? Just a professional pillow fight?
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this shit, look it up. It's great.
Pillow fighting?
But anyway, no, for real, I'm gonna be hard to deal with this year, man. I'm excited about this. Thanks for having me on. But yeah, I'm excited for this year. So 12-0, 40-0. Shall I say?
Say it. Speak it into existence, brother.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thinking that I'm going with this year. Everyone thinks it's crazy, and it probably is. It really is. But why not? I'm just a fan. So speaking into existence. Like Terry said.
One day at a time, one game at a time.
So when it hits, when it hits,
feels so
I'm gonna
good.
be that guy.
This is going to be a good basketball season, Jay Hayes, because people got to decide, do they want to be right or do they want their team to win?
Right.
Do they want to be right about
That's
Coach
fair.
Cal, or do they want their team to go to the Final Four?
Right.
Because there's a lot of people that's going to be a tough scenario.
Yeah.
All right.
Because if Cal goes 40-0, woo, buddy.
And that pillow fighting thing, for the record, I'm a pillow talker, not a fighter. So,
oh damn.
Yeah, right. That was
Damn,
about as cheesy as fuck.
I was ruined.
I've got to add my final shot on people who know besides my passion for Kentucky sports in general, I do podcasts of the paranormal nature. July 26th, big deal happened. A very big deal happened. There was a hearing, Congress hearing, UAP, a UAP hearing, as in unidentified aerial phenomenon, formerly known as UFOs. Congress, on record, now has begun the process of figuring out where and what are these unidentified objects that are up there that the military, radar, there's evidence that they're up there. Who are they? What are they? Are they from technology from our adversaries, Russia, China, or are they otherworldly? You're laughing, but there's the three greatest questions in our lifetime. Is there a God? What happens when we die? Are we alone in the universe? No offense to anybody else.
Number 4 is where's the beef?
That's right.
Number 5 is
Chris doesn't even know what that is. He's going to Google.
Where's the beef is Wendy's, right?
Number 5 is who shot JR?
Can we stick with the all right?
Number
So
6
three.
is are you Johnny Ray?
In our lifetime, we might get the answer of are we alone in the universe? The official answer. So let's just stay tuned. Jay, what were you laughing at? You don't buy into this?
That's a distraction.
You don't think this is legit?
Get you to turn your head and do some salty shit.
You know what? Round of shots.
Stay focused.
Back at it.
Stay focused.
Back at it. Terry Brown, Jay Hayes, Tristan, Corey, cheers. Happy Sunday.
Cheers.
BBN is alive and well. We got football in less than 4 weeks. We'll be back next weekend for Round of Shots. Everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging with us. Peace out. Go Cats. Good night.
See you guys.
Later.
Over.